at Nook for the Monday night Nook night, knit night, or crochet night, craft night, whatever you want to call it night. You can bring whatever craft you want. Welcome to Knit Night with Mekamika. I am your host, Shamika. I am here in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here to talk to you about all things knitting. It is now February 24th, and I want to bring your attention to something that's happening in the crafting community as a whole. I'll say crafting / artist community. It is called the 100 Day Project. And it is a project where you devote 100 days to something that brings you joy, inspires you, something that's creative, something that could be challenging. It's anything you want it to be, okay? So I went on Instagram and I followed the 100 Day Project. Hashtag / do the 100 Day Project is the name of the Instagram handle, sorry. So a lot of people are doing so many artistic things. I'm seeing a lot of painting, a lot of drawing, a lot of sketching, a lot of mixed media collage art, a lot of just random, like people are just making folded paper things and like, it's all these things, right? But I'm not seeing a lot of fiber projects. So I said to myself, I got to get in there and I got to show off what I'm doing. I did happen upon a few people. There's one person who I saw is crocheting a granny square a day. And there's another person who is using the granny square card deck along with this thing where you just pick I forgot the name of it, but it's like a color scheme thing. So you just pick a card and it shows you the colors, and then she picks the granny square and then she puts the two together. And at the end, she'll have 100 granny squares to make a beautiful blanket. So I think it's such a beautiful, inspiring thing. I think sometimes you need that push for your creativity. You have to force yourself to give yourself time to sit in your zen. If you understand what I mean, because sometimes we can get so busy and it's like, oh, I didn't have time to knit today. Oh, I had to do this with the kids, or I had to do this with the parents, or I had to do this with the boyfriend, or the husband, or the this, or the that, or the boss, or the da, 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 and everyone else, and nothing for yourself. So this is a day, a time frame for yourself that you set aside for yourself, that you decide, I'm going to do this one thing creatively to just open my mind. So let me let you know what I'm going to do, and let's get to it. So for the 100 Day Project, you all know I have 1,000,001 whips. And every time I finish a whip, I want to start something new. So I have decided I'm going to do it half and half. I'm going to finish 2 of my whips that I have set aside to finish in February. It's going to maybe be pushed over to March, but it's okay because this is going to allow for me to get to them. These are 2 things that I have not had a chance to actually focus on during Finish It February because they were a bit more complicated. They're all charted, and I decided to challenge myself to sit still for at least an hour a day and focus on the charts and the challenging things instead of knitting a bunch of stockinette, mindless knitting, or like ribbed mindless knitting or whatever, like things that I could just easily take to knit night or watch a movie while I knit it or what have you, but I want to just really focus and set aside the time to really dig into these meaty, you know, I wouldn't call them, would they be complicated? A bit, you know, but it's like, you just have to focus, because I think those make such beautiful projects in the end. And I just want to like really focus my time into it and make sure that I give it the attention that it needs. So this is what this 100-day project is going to be. So without further ado, I'm going to show you, I have 4 patterns that I'm working on. One is a hat, one is a shawl, one is a vest, and one is a sweater. And I think that gives me a good mix of different things that I can do so that I can get this done and not feel like, oh my God, I'm constrained to one thing, because I have like 4 different options to work throughout this whole time frame. I would like to do one project, get it done, and then start the next one, but it may not work out that way. It's all about how you feel and how things are going. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, before I just keep rambling, let me get to the project so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first item we have that we need to complete is the warm-up hat by Julie Knits in Paris. This is a brioche hat. So every row you have to knit 2 rows to get that row done, because you have to do the brioche knits and the brioche purls. We have 2 colorways. This is both Manawi from Trayless Yarns, and one is dyed up on a yarn that has a white creamish base that comes directly off the sheep, and the other one, the base is like a darker gray. So it's the same dye, but it's giving 2 different things. And I think this is a gorgeous hat, and I need to finish this. So, but you know, I got to take my time with it and just work through every row and pay attention, because we have increases, decreases, all kinds of stuff going on here, and we don't want to make a mistake. So this is project number 1, the warm-up hat by Julie Knits in Paris. Okay, so here we have the Cozy Walk shawl by Isabell Kraemer. I'm going to be really honest with you. I have never in my life, in the many, many years I've been knitting, you guys know me to be a very skillful, avid knitter. I'm patient when it comes to patterns and all the things. I have never completed a full-fledged lace weight shawl to completion. I've always knit like halfway and leave it to the wayside. It gets too complicated. I drop a stitch and then I just want to jump to something else. So I'm trying to get over that hurdle and focus on the pattern. And look at these beautiful, I mean, I can't wait until I block this and it opens up. Oh my goodness. So it's made with Lang mohair as well as Lang paillettes yarn. So this is the paillettes yarn. It's just super sparkly all the way. And then we have the Lang, sorry, not mohair, my bad. It is Suri alpaca. So yeah, and I picked this color to match a coat that I have. It is the exact match, and I need the shawl to wear with the coat. And I want to wear it before it gets too hot to wear the dang coat. So we got to hurry up and finish this. So we have to really devote our time into making sure that this is completed. I am still in the beginning row. I haven't even reached the chart yet. It's the way it's set up is the pattern is written out for a certain amount of rows, and then when you get to the point where there's enough stitches on the needle to have a specific pattern repeat, then it goes to the chart, and it's like this one section you repeat X amount of times as you go, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I still have a lot to do on this. So this is next in line for the 100 days project. We need to get this done because it is going to be absolutely beautiful, and it is going to tick off one of my bucket list items. It'll be me actually finishing a shawl, a full lace weight shawl to completion. Like, this has been like, I think I've been knitting 20 years now, and I still have not done this. What is wrong with me? What rock have I been living under? Anyway, let's get to the next project. The next pattern that I'm going to work on is the Cragmore vest. I'm going to just hold it up. Hopefully you can see it and there's not too much glare. So it has 2 versions. One version has a sort of cap sleeve, and the other one is your standard vest, the dark blue, without the sleeve. I think this is such a beautiful pattern. I love the gorgeous larger cable in the middle, and then the tinier ribbons of cable going along the side. I really love vests in the springtime because you're still, you know, you can still dress for warmth, but you know, the weather changes so much that, you know, you don't want to wear a full sweater, but you want a little bit of warmth. So it's kind of like, and then you can show off your button down shirts as well, which is awesome. And even like dresses or what have you. So you could just, you know, it's a great accessory to add to your wardrobe. And I have like 3 vests on the horizon that I want to make. But when Beth came out with this one a couple weeks ago, I was like, yes, I'm doing it. And let me find the yarn so I can show you. Actually, I will show you the swatch. So yes, I actually did a swatch. So, for the 100 days project, my first, you know, portion of this project was to actually do the swatch. And this is the swatch right here. So it's really stretchy, right? And this is superwash yarn Swish DK from Knitpicks. And the pattern calls for, well, the pattern uses two different needle sizes for the 2 different colors that you saw, because it's 2 different yarns, obviously, and she wants you to have 5 stitches per inch. So right now I'm getting 5 stitches per inch, but I'm really not liking the fabric. It's too loosey-goosey for me. So I think what I'm going to do, and see if you can follow my methodology here. So it's supposed to have 2 inches of positive ease. Now my measurement hits, that 2 inches hits between 2 of the pattern sizes, right? So either I make an oversized sweater at this gauge, or I go down a size and stretch it. And I don't like either one. So what I'm planning to do, I did this on a size 6 needle. So because it's a little too loosey-goosey for me, I'm gonna go down to a size 5 needle, which is supposed to give me, according to the yarn requirements, it's supposed to give me 5.5 stitches per inch. And since it like blooms so much, I'm going to knit the tighter gauge at the larger pattern. So when it'll be smaller somewhere in the middle, and then when it gets, you know, bigger, when you block it, it doesn't get as big as this. So hopefully that sensibility will get me somewhere in between those 2 stitches, those 2 pattern sizes. So I meet like right in the middle. I mean, if I'm like not smack in the middle, but a little way over or a little way below, I'm fine. Like, it's a vest. It's not, you know, it's not a swimsuit. We're going to be fine. We got to have room for, you know, a button down shirt underneath anyway. So it'll be fine. And I have tight fitting button downs and I have oversized button downs. So either way, I'm going to make it work. So this is the swatch. Let me show you the yarn really quickly. So I have my bag of yarn here. Yarn or wine or both. For me, it's Aperol, but anyway. So my friend Miguel gave me this yarn because he acquired a bunch of this color, and pink and peach are not his favorite colors. He likes blue. So he's like, hey, I got yarn. Do you want it? It's not a full sweaters quantity, but it's something. And I'm like, of course, I'll take it. Thank you very much. You're so sweet. So thank you so much, Miguel, for the yarn. I'm putting it to good use, and I'm stash busting, everyone. Wow. So I think I'm going to need 7 skeins, but I have a whole lot. Like, there's a whole lot. I may have, I don't even know. I thought I would need 7 skeins. I might need more than that, but whatever it is, if there is anything left over, I have this beautiful mohair. I can mix with it and make a hat. So I'm not mad at all. I'm going to use up every morsel of this yarn that Miguel gave me. Thank you so much again. I'm so happy, so appreciative. Yarny friends are the best friends, I swear. So yeah, so that's the vest pattern. So let's get to the sweater pattern now. Okay, so this is another stash buster because I bought the yarn last fall. It got literally delivered a week before I went to Rhinebeck, and it's all in here and it's gorgeous. But before I show off the beautiful yarn, let me show you the pattern. This is the Tulip Rollneck sweater by Other Loops. I'm going to just kind of bring it a little closer so you could see. So yeah, look at how gorgeous that is. And what I love about it is the back of the sweater is amazing. Hold on. Let me just zoom this in so you could see how gorgeous is this. Look at that. Fantastic. Fantastic. But this sweater is going to be one of those sweaters that, first of all, this pattern does not have a chart. Not that I can see. I'm looking through right now. Nope, there's no chart. So I have to take off every row in the pattern, description or whatever. So that's going to be fun. Again, more challenging for me, but in the end, it's going to be fabulous. So let's get to the yarn, shall we? Sorry if I make any noise with the crinkling, but we need this. So yes, I actually went pastel-y with this. Like, who am I? But I mean, seriously, this color looks really nice against my skin. I'm not even gonna lie. So I got Ballerina Pink from Knitting for Olive, and I did order from Knitting for Olive when they had their 10% off sale. And I got a few different mohairs to go with it. And for the pattern, you hold the mohair with the yarn as you go along. So this one is Ballerina to match the original color. And then we get into a slightly darker Cherry Blossom. I don't know if you could really see the difference, but it's just a slight difference. And after Cherry Blossom, we have, which is a little bit darker than Cherry Blossom, this is Poppy Rose. And then we have one more, and this here we get to, what is this called? Flamingo. So I have to kind of do the math to figure out where do I want to cut off the gradation. And I feel that the last section at the bottom, I'm going to have to do a section where I'm holding one strand of Flamingo and one strand of Poppy Rose together so that it can have a better melange before I get to the last section, the last section. But it's going to be fine. And I'm excited to do this color gradient throughout the sweater while I am holding it double. I have always wanted to make a sweater with a color gradient that was the mohair, and I just never really had an opportunity to do it. And then I just saw on the Knitting for Olive website, I saw all these pinks and I was like, it's going to be perfect. So that's what made me just do that. So I'm, super happy. So the only easy part about this sweater is going to be the neck, because other than that, it's like, work the shoulder while you're working the back, do the cables, do the seed stitches, it's like all this crazy stuff. And I gotta tell you, I love these Scandinavian designs for this. Like, they are so precise with working out how is a sleeve just like showing up from a shoulder as you go along. And you're getting the increase for, the body and the front and the back and everything. Like, it's just amazing how they design the pattern. The whole construction is just amazing. And I can't even wrap my brain around how they do it, but it's one of these patterns where you definitely need to trust the process. Now, this pattern is actually a oversized pattern. So it's like, I think over 10 inches of positive ease. That's a little too much for me. So I might just make one size smaller. I have to look again to see the yarn requirements. I think that was my thought process when I was buying the yarn. I really don't want to have to buy any more yarn, so I'm going to stick to that idea. So yeah, so I'm just going to do that. So those are my 4 projects for the 100-day project. I also have to do a little journal entry to keep me going, because if I don't, I gotta have something to tick off or else it won't happen. I am keeping myself accountable on Instagram. I will be posting, and I will try my best to post, make a little video of what I do every day here. I'm not going to show all 100 days in one video because that would be a movie and we don't need to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into 25, smidge, portions of 25 days each. So you all can see the progress. And yeah, so this is it. Let's do the 100-day project. And if you want to join, you can start today and just keep going. If you miss a day, you could just tack on a day at the end. It started February 23rd. Today is the 24th. But in the spirit of just starting and getting things done, you could just keep going. Like, there are rules, but like, come on, rules are meant to be broken. Just do your thing and do your 100 days and let that creativity release and do the hard thing, do the challenging thing, do the thing that you never got time to do because of obligations or what have you. Just, do the 100-day challenge. So I implore you to join me on this journey if you want to, and let's get this on and popping. So I just got home from knitting group. My knitting group, craft group, the Magic Circle group, they are so sweet. They had a party yesterday and I missed it. And they still thought of me and gave me this cool plaque. They had little awards for different things. And I won the Most Whips award because, yes, I will admit I do have the most whips. And I'm not embarrassed about it. I just want to cast on all the things. So that is that. So thank you guys for giving me this beautiful award. I'm going to put it up by my desk and stare at it every single day.